Yes, baby. I've mentioned her name clearly this time. The camera was on, the red light blinking steadily in the corner. He had pressed record 3 times already, but kept stopping before saying anything. Not because he didn't know what to say, but because this time he had promised her it would be different. This time there would be no hints, no blurry photos, no secret codes, no she or someone special. This time he was going to say her name out loud. Finally. He took a deep breath, sat back in his chair, and looked into the lens. The soft background music played in the room like always, but his heart was louder than everything else. He leaned forward and started, "Hey, I know I've been quiet about some things. I know people have watched my videos for a long time, trying to guess, trying to figure it out. Some of you even messaged me, asking if I was hiding something, or someone." He smiled lightly, nervous. "The truth is, He paused. "I was hiding her." A longer pause. Not because I was ashamed, not because I didn't love her, but because I was scared of what people would say, of how they might judge, and also because she's always been something too precious to just throw in front of the world. He looked down, took another breath, and then finally spoke the words he had been holding on to for too long. "Her name is," he said it clearly, calmly, without a stutter. No code this time, no editing it out later. Then he smiled again, this time wider, freer. "Yeah, baby, I've said it. It's out there now." The moment felt both scary and good. His phone buzzed almost right away, notifications coming in. But he ignored them for now. This video wasn't for the world, it was for her. He continued, "You told me once. Why do you always make me feel like I'm your secret?" And that question, it hit me. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't realize how much pain hiding someone can bring. You've been patient. So patient. And I want to say thank you. He looked into the camera deeply, not blinking, as if he was looking straight at her. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be known. So today I've made sure there's no confusion. I've made sure that even if someone skips through the video, they'll still hear your name. Loud. Clear. His voice softened. And I hope this makes you feel like you're not in the background anymore, because from this moment, you're in every frame. He stopped recording after a few more words and just sat there. His heart wasn't racing like before. Instead, he felt relieved, like he had done something long overdue. He uploaded the video without cutting a single part. No filter, no trimming. Just him, speaking from the heart. And then he waited. Not for the views, not for the comments, but for her reply. And he knew when she saw it, she would smile with those soft eyes and text him only 3 words. "I saw it." The message came in late at night, just 3 words. "I saw it." He stared at the screen, his lips slightly curved upward. It wasn't overly emotional, it wasn't dramatic, but those 3 words carried everything. Relief, surprise, and something like peace. She hadn't replied instantly after he posted the video. Hours had passed. Enough time for doubt to sneak into his mind. Maybe she didn't like it. Maybe it was too late. Maybe she didn't believe him. But when her name appeared on the screen with those words, it was like every weight he'd been carrying just slid off his chest. He typed back, "Did it feel real this time?" The typing dots came on and then stopped, then started again. He waited. Finally, her reply came. "It felt like you finally let the world know I matter to you." That one sentence, more than any long paragraph, hit deep. He wanted to call her, or drive to her place, or just do something more. But he knew she wasn't the kind of girl who liked late-night surprises, especially not when she was already this emotionally full. So instead, he texted, "I'm not taking it back. Everyone knows now. I said it the way you deserve to hear it." She responded after a few seconds. "I kept watching it again and again, not because I didn't hear it, but because I never thought you'd actually say my name like that. So clear, so proud." He could imagine her voice saying that, soft, holding back tears, but strong enough not to let them fall easily. He replied, "Then next time I won't just say your name, I'll say my future wife's name." A pause, a long one. He put his phone down and walked to the window. The night was quiet outside, lights from the street glowing gently. He stood there thinking about how far they'd come. The fights, the waiting, the arguments about being hidden, the way she had quietly stayed, even when it hurt. And now, this, her being acknowledged, finally. His phone buzzed again. Her message? Let me be honest. A part of me gave up on this day ever coming. I thought maybe I was just someone you liked in private, not someone you'd ever be proud to show. He sat down. I was scared, he replied. But I never meant to make you feel small. You've always been the biggest thing in my life. I just didn't know how to protect that and share it with the world at the same time. She responded quickly now, her walls slowly breaking. I don't need the world to clap for me. I just needed you to choose me out loud. And finally he wrote, I've chosen you, loud, clear, in front of everyone. And it's only the beginning. This time, she didn't reply right away. He imagined her sitting there with her phone in her hand, maybe smiling quietly or wiping her eyes, unsure what to say next. But he didn't need a response, because the silence didn't feel empty anymore. It felt full, with understanding, with healing, and with something that had been missing for a long time, being seen. And for the first time in years, he slept peacefully, knowing tomorrow there would be no more hiding. The next morning started differently. He woke up early, earlier than usual. There was a strange excitement in the air, like something important had shifted. The sun felt warmer. The silence in his room didn't feel lonely. He opened his phone to check for her message. Nothing yet. But he smiled. He didn't need constant replies now. She knew. And that was enough. But what he wasn't expecting was his own inbox. Hundreds of notifications, DMs, comments, mentions. Some people were shocked. Some were congratulating him. Some were confused, asking, is this real? And a few, of course, were criticizing, throwing in sarcasm, judgment, and little jabs about why he kept her hidden in the first place. But, for once, none of that mattered, because the people who mattered the most finally knew. He clicked on one message from an old friend. So that's her? Damn, bro. Why'd you hide someone like that? He replied simply. Because I was afraid of losing something so good. The friend replied with just 2 words. Not anymore. He smiled. Then came a message that made his hands stop. It was from his mother. I watched your video. Just that. No emoji, no heart, no explanation, nothing else. His heartbeat slowed. He sat up, suddenly alert. He had been more afraid of this message than anything. His mother had always been traditional, cautious, and maybe a little too judgmental at times. She didn't approve of every choice, and this one? He knew she had doubts. But he had done it anyway. Still, he couldn't ignore her text, so he replied, I meant every word. I hope you see what I see. Her reply didn't come right away. It took an hour, and when it did, it was simple. She looks kind. He stared at it for a moment. That was her way, few words, no emotion. But she didn't say anything bad. That alone was a win. He replied, she is, and left it at that. Later in the day, he finally got a message from her. People are texting me. He smiled at the screen. Of course they were. Good texts or bad? He asked. Both, she replied. But the good ones are the ones I care about. He typed quickly. You don't need to answer the bad ones. You just need to remember who you are to me. That's all. I know, she said. I feel seen now. It's strange, I'm used to being invisible. He paused. You were never invisible to me, just protected. But I understand now. Being loved in silence isn't the same as being loved in the light. After that, she sent a picture, just a simple selfie. No makeup, hair in a bun, wearing her regular home clothes. But she was smiling, wide, honest, and peaceful. I'm not hiding anymore either, she wrote under the photo. That single picture told him more than any long message ever could. It was her way of saying, I forgive you. I believe you. And I'm here. He saved the picture, not just in his phone, but in his heart. Because this feeling of her finally feeling free, open and proud, was worth every single minute of fear he once carried. The days after the video went public moved differently. Slower in some ways, yet somehow heavier. He walked into places and people looked at him longer than usual. Some smiled. Some whispered. A few even approached him directly. One of the baristas at the cafe he always went to handed him his usual coffee and said, Hey, I saw your video. She seems special. He paused for a second and nodded, unsure what to say. She is, he finally said. She really is. It felt odd being spoken to about her in public. For so long, she had been his quiet place, his secret peace that no one else could touch. But now, people knew. The world had seen a glimpse of her, and that changed things. He sat at his regular table and scrolled through more messages. One stood out. It was from someone she once called a friend. "I always wondered why she looked so happy around you. Now I get it." He didn't reply to that one, not because he didn't care, but because he didn't want to give space to people who had the chance to support her before and never did. He texted her instead. "Are you okay?" Her reply came quickly. "I'm good. Nervous, but good. My aunt messaged me, said she cried when she saw it." He sat with that for a moment. "Cried? Why?" "Because she said no man in our family ever showed love like that. Not publicly, not proudly." His chest tightened. He didn't know what to say. So he just replied, "Then we're starting something new, you and me." Later that night, he met with a few old friends. They asked questions as expected. "So this is serious now? She's the one. Man, we didn't think you had it in you." He laughed it off. But then one of them said something that stuck. "You were always the one who held back, always hiding your real feelings. What changed this time?" He didn't answer right away. He looked at the table for a few seconds, then said slowly, "I realized hiding love doesn't protect it. It weakens it." They all went quiet for a moment. "That's deep," one of them said. He just smiled and drank his coffee. Meanwhile, she was dealing with her own version of this change. People from her past were reaching out, some to reconnect, others to criticize, and a few pretending to care now that they saw her being valued. She told him everything. He listened. He told her what mattered most. "You don't owe anyone anything. Your worth didn't start the moment I posted your name. It started way before that." That night, during a video call, they both sat in silence for a while. Then she asked him, "Do you feel different now that everyone knows?" He thought about it. Yes, lighter, freer, but also more protective. "Why protective?" she asked. "Because now people have opinions, and you'll hear them. Some will be kind, some won't. But I don't want any of that to shake what we've built." She looked at him on the screen, her face calm. "I'm not afraid of being seen anymore. I'm afraid of being misunderstood." "You won't be," he said. "Not by me." And that was all she needed to hear.